your English teacher. Hope you all are fine and doing well. Today I have come with a very interesting topic. It's not only interesting but also very important topic. It is basic but very important. The topic is questions with and without auxiliary verbs. Many times what happens, students don't know how to make questions using auxiliary verbs and how to make questions without using auxiliary verbs. Yes, isn't it a very interesting topic? Making questions without auxiliary verbs. Yes, making questions with auxiliary verb, that we know, but making questions without auxiliary verb, this is something new and interesting. So in this this short video, I'm going to explain how to make questions without auxiliary verbs. It's a very meaningful and very useful video. So please you watch up to the end of this video. In the end of this video, so see questions with auxiliary verbs. First, let us see questions with auxiliary verbs, and then we will discuss questions without auxiliary verbs. See, what is the point? Questions with auxiliary verbs. We use auxiliary verbs to make questions when the object word is after the verb in the answer sentence. Yes, questions with auxiliary verbs. We make questions using auxiliary verbs when the object word is after the verb in the answer sentence. Look at the word after the verb in the answer sentence. This is very important. We use auxiliary verbs, or we need to outside auxiliary verbs only in two types of sentences, tenses, in simple present and simple past. In the rest of the sentences, already one or other auxiliary verb is there. But simple present tense and simple past, they don't take auxiliary verb. So the structure of simple present tense is subject plus be1 plus s or es. If the subject is third person singular, we have to add s or es to the main verb in the sentence. So this is the structure of simple present tense. If the sentence is in simple past, the structure of or the rule of simple past is subject plus v2. V2 means second form of the main verb. So here there is no auxiliary verb. Yes, can you see any auxiliary verb in this structure? No, there is no auxiliary verb. The structure, the rule is very simple, subject plus v1 and subject plus v2, right? So while making questions, we need to use some or other auxiliary verb. If already auxiliary verb is there in the sentence, we use the same auxiliary verb to form the question, to make the question. And when there is no auxiliary verb in a sentence, that time we have to use either do, does in present tense or did in past tense. In present tense, we use do and does to form the question, to make the question, since there is no auxiliary verb in the present tense. And in past tense, we use did to make the question as an auxiliary verb. Since there is no auxiliary verb in the simple past tense, we have to use past tense. We have to use did in past tense, and we have to use either do or does in simple present tense according to the subject. If the subject is third person singular, he, she, it, or any singular subject, that time we have to use does. And if the subject is first person pronoun or second person pronoun, that is I, we, they, you, that time we have to use do. And in past tense we use did, and did goes with all types of pronouns, first person, second person and third person. In past tense we have no option, we have only one word, that is did. So let us discuss. Look at the sentences. What did you see? Who do you like most? Which subject do you find hard? Where did he go? Whose computer does he use? What does he do there? How much time do you need for that? You can see here small two boxes. They indicate This blue color indicates object and red color indicates auxiliary verb. So all the words that you see in highlighted in red color, they are auxiliary verbs. Correct. And all the words which are in blue color, which have been highlighted in blue color, they are what? They are the objects. Yes, this is very important to understand how to make questions with auxiliary verb. If you understand this first slide, you will understand the next slide very easily. See, what did you see? There are two types of verbs. We already discussed there are two types of verbs, main verbs and helping verbs. Helping verbs help us to make questions, right? That is why they are called helping verbs. Correct? So what is question word? D is helping verb, U is subject, and C is main verb. See, what is the answer? What did you see? The answer is, or answer may be or could be, I saw an elephant. I saw a dog. Yes. So here I is subject, saw is main verb, and is article, and elephant is object. So what did you see? I saw an elephant. So the word what, the question word what, is functioning as what? It is functioning as subject and not as an object. Yes, what is the object? What is the object of this? What is the object of this what word, question word? Yes, the elephant is the answer of the question word what, right? Yes, that is why we need auxiliary verb. What is the rule? When the object word is after the verb in the answer sentence. So to understand this, we have to answer the questions. What did you see? I saw an elephant. So where is the object? The object elephant, and object. This is the object, and this is after the verb saw, main verb saw. Correct? Yes. Whenever the objects are after the main verb in the sentence, that time we need auxiliary verbs to make the questions. Correct? Look at the next question. Who do you like most? The answer may be, I like my mother most. I like my friend most. Yes, I like my father most, right? So where is the object? What is the object in this sentence? I like my mother most, right? I is subject, like is main verb, my mother is object. And of course, the object, my mother, follows main verb, like. It comes after the main verb, like, correct? And it goes according to this rule. Yes, when the object word is after the verb in the answer sentence, then we need what? Auxiliary verb to form the question, to make the question. Now let's go to the next question. Which subject do you find hard? The answer may be, I find English subject hard, or I find math subject hard, or you can say I find physics subject hard. Yes. So definitely the object. What is the object? Which object? Which subject? The answer of this question word, which subject, is English subject, right? And English subject is the object in the answer sentence. I find English subject hard, and it is coming after the main verb find, right? Find is the main verb. I is subject and find is main verb. Yes. Hence we need auxiliary verb to make the question. Correct? When the answer of the question is comes after the main verb, that time we need auxiliary verb to form the question, to make the question, right? With the next question, where did he go? The answer could be, or maybe he went to school, he went to office, he went to the post office, or he went to the bank. Okay, answer could be anything. But what is the answer of the question word where? Where did he go? The answer of the question word where is school. School is the object, correct? Actually, it is adverb of place, right? But here it functions as the object, as the answer of the question word where. He went to school, and definitely it is coming after the main verb went. What is the main verb? Went is the main verb. So the information, the school, yes, when the information of the question word comes after the main verb, that time we need auxiliary verbs to make the questions. Now let's proceed to the next question, question number 5. Whose computer does he use? Whose computer does he use? The answer could be, he uses my computer, or he uses her computer, he uses my father's computer. It could be anything, but definitely the information my computer. This is the answer of the question. Word whose computer? My computer. And it is coming, the word my computer comes after, or it is placed after the main verb uses, correct? Yes. And it goes according to this rule. Yes, it follows the rule when the object word is after the verb in the answer sentence, right? So we need auxiliary verb to make the question. That is why auxiliary verb does is used there in the question to make the question. Now next question is, what does he do there? What does he do there? Here in this sentence, what is question word? Does is helping verb and do is main verb. The do after the pronoun he is, it is not helping verb, it is main verb, right? The answer could be, or maybe, he does a job there, he does a business there. Yes. And what is the answer of the question word what? A job is the answer of the question word what. And like earlier objects, it is following the main verb does in the sentence. He does a job there, correct? Here in the sentence, in the answer sentence, does is a main verb. It is functioning as a main verb, not as a helping verb, correct? When there are two verbs in a sentence, that time the first verb functions as a helping verb and the second verb functions as a main verb. And when there is only one verb in a sentence, it functions as a main verb, right? So in this answer sentence, there is only one verb, and that is does, and it is playing a role of main verb and not as a helping verb. And as we have already seen in the previous video, that to do, to be, and to have, they play double role. When they come alone in a sentence, that time they function as a main verb, and when they are followed by any other main verb, that time they become helping verb, right? Now the last question, how much time do you need for that? Look at the question carefully. How much time do you need for that? The answer could be, I need 2 weeks time for that. I need 2 days time for that. I need 2 months time for that. It could be anything like this, okay? Anyway, what is the answer of the question word how much? 2 weeks time is the answer of the question word how much. And again, it is following the main verb need. It is coming after need and not before the main verb, but it is coming after the main verb in the answer sentence. And it is perfectly and it perfectly fits the rule. Yes, when the object word is after the verb in the answer sentence, that time we need what? Auxiliary verb. Questions with auxiliary verbs. Yes, we need auxiliary verb to make questions only when the object in the answer sentence comes after the main verb and not before the main verb, right? Hope you understood this slide, how to make questions using auxiliary verbs. And now we are going to discuss how to make questions and when to make questions without using auxiliary verbs. The next slide here, in this slide, see the questions without auxiliary verb. This is something very interesting. This is what we are going to understand thoroughly and well. And what is the rule here? We make questions without using auxiliary verb when the first word is the subject in the answer sentence. Look at this rule carefully. Yes, we make questions without auxiliary verbs when the first word is subject in the answer sentence. Yes, and it comes definitely before the verb, because subject comes in affirmative sentence. Subject comes before verb, right? Verb doesn't come before, main verb doesn't come before subject in affirmative sentence, right? So when the first word is subject in the answer sentence, and when it comes before main verb, that time we make questions without auxiliary verbs. The same structure is given here because we need auxiliary verbs do, does, and did only. We need do, does in simple present tense sentences and did in simple past sentence, right? And that too to make questions because there is no helping verb. They don't require any helping verb, right? Look at the first question. What happened there? Here you see no auxiliary verb used, correct? What happened there? Is there any auxiliary verb? No. What happened there? And again there is a question mark at the end of the question, but this is question. This question is made without auxiliary verb. And to understand this, first we have to answer the question. What happened there? The answer could be anything like this. An accident happened there, or a meeting happened there, a program happened there. The answer could be anything. So what is the first word? The question word, what, is functioning here as a subject and not as an object, correct? What happened there? An accident happened there, correct? The answer, the first word, as per the rule given here in the bracket, the first word, an accident, is functioning as a subject, correct? And not an object. Yes, in the earlier slide we have seen that the verb coming after the verb, it was functioning as an object of the question word. But here, the first word in the answer sentence, it is functioning as a subject of the question word what. Yes, so we don't need any what? Auxiliary verb to make the question. Yes, the question word what is functioning here, what, as a subject and not as an object. So the word an accident is here what? Subject and not as an object. Yes, because the verb happened is intransitive verb. The verb happened is what? It is not transitive verb, but it is intransitive verb. The intransitive verbs don't require object. Only transitive verbs require object, and there is no object in this sentence. Now let us go to the next question. Who helped you? Who helped you? Here again you see no helping verb in the sentence, correct? But it is question and it is grammatically correct question. Who helped you? Is there any auxiliary verb like can, could, am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, do, does, did? No, there is no helping verb. And again it is in simple past tense. In which tense it is? Who helped you? Because it is in simple past tense, and in simple past we don't use any helping verb. So it perfectly goes according to the rule of simple past tense. And now let us see the answer. Who helped you? The answer could be Tom helped me, my father helped me, my friend helped me, right? And what is the first word? Tom. The word Tom is what? It is subject. It is functioning as a subject of the sentence. Tom helped me. So helped is what? Main verb. And me is object. Me is what? It is object, correct? Yes, but Tom is subject, and it is again coming before main verb in the sentence, and it is going perfectly well with the rule given here. Yes, when the first word is subject in the answer sentence, that time we make questions without auxiliary verbs. Now look at the next question, third question. Which party won the election? Again, there is no helping verb. Yes, which party won the election? Is there any helping verb in this sentence? No. Yes, but still it is a grammatically correct question. Yes, the question word which, here it is functioning as a subject. Yes, the first word in the answer is the subject of the question word which, right? Which party won the election? BJP won the election. Congress won the election. The answer could be anything, but it goes according to the rule. When the first word is subject in the answer sentence, that time we don't use, or we cannot use, auxiliary verb to make questions, correct? Now next question is, whose dog bit you? Whose dog bit you? Is there any auxiliary verb? Do, does, did, or can, could? No. Whose dog bit you? Again here there is no auxiliary verb, but the answer is but the question is correct, and the answer could be my neighbor's dog bit me, my friend's dog bit me. Yes. So the first word, see the first word in blue color. The first word, the first words in all sentences in blue color, they are functioning as subject. You can also see here the blue color represents what? Subject. It indicates subject, and the yellow color in the box here, they are the objects in the answer sentences. But in sentences you will not see any object. Why? In the first sentence there is no object. Why? Because the verb happened is intransitive verb. Only transitive verbs take object, and intransitive verbs don't take object. So the question, whose dog bit me, bit you, The answer could be my neighbor's dog bit me. So the first word my neighbor is what? The first word my neighbor is what? Is subject. It is functioning as a subject. Hence, the question doesn't need any auxiliary verb to make the question. It can be made, the question can be made without auxiliary verb according to the rule given here. Yes. Now the last question is, how much time is left for the show, for the party, for the show, for the program, etc., etc. It could be anything. The answer could be just 10 minutes time is left for the show, or just 15 minutes, just a half an hour is left for the show. It could be anything. Answer could be anything. But our focus is here on the first word. And what is the first word? Just 10 minutes time. How much time? Just 10 minutes time. Just 10 minutes time is the answer of the question word, how much time, correct? Yes. So the word, question word, how much, it is functioning as a subject and not as an object. And again, the answer, the first word, just 10 minutes time is coming before the main verb. Here the is main verb and not as a helping verb, because there is only one verb in a sentence. There is no other verb after is, correct? And what is the rule? When there is only one verb in a sentence, it functions as a main verb. And when there are two verbs in a sentence, that time the first verb functions as a helping verb and the second verb functions as a main verb. When there are three verbs in a sentence, that time first two function as a helping verb and the last one functions as a main verb. Yes, there can be two helping verbs, but there cannot be two main verbs at a time in the same clause. Yes, yes, my dear learners, hope it is clear and you understood it well, how to make questions with auxiliary verbs and without auxiliary verbs. The rule is very simple. Before making any question, you have to imagine about the answer. Even if you don't know answer, you have to imagine about the answer, possible answer, and check if the first word is functioning as a subject or not, whether it is coming before the main verb or not. If it is coming before the main verb and if it is functioning as a subject, then you have to make the question without auxiliary verbs. Yes, and that will be grammatically correct. And if the object of the question word is coming after the main verb in the sentence, object, or it could be information or any object of the question word. If it is coming after what? If it is coming after the main verb, then it is what? Yes, that time we need auxiliary verb to make the questions. Like here, I saw an elephant. So in this sentence, yes, what is the object? What is functioning as here object, not as a subject, because we find the object. Yes, because we find the object of the question word what? What did you see? Elephant. I saw an elephant. So elephant is the object of the question word what. So here what is functioning as a object and not as a subject. But in the next slide, what happened? What did we see? What happened there? Yes, or who helped you? The word who is functioning here subject, not as an object, because me is not the answer. Me is not the answer of the question word who, but Tom is the answer of the question word who. And what is Tom? Tom is functioning as a subject. Is it clear? Yes, hope it is clear and it is understood. Again, see the next question. Whose dog bit you? The answer is my neighbor's dog. And my neighbor's is what? It is functioning as a subject and not as an object. Correct? And dog and me, these are not the answer of the question word whose. But what is the answer of the question word whose? Yes? Is it clear? The answer of the question word whose is my neighbor, and not dog or me. Correct? This is the difference between the questions without auxiliary verb and questions with auxiliary verb. Hope you understood. Now see the next question. What does he do there? Yes. So what is functioning? The word question word what is functioning here as an object word and not as a subject word, because the object is the answer. A job is the answer of the question word what, not he. Yes. what does he do there? He does a job there, and again it is coming after the main verb and not before the main verb, isn't it? What is the rule? When the object word is after the verb, or when the information is after the verb in the answer sentence, right? That time only we use questions. We make questions with auxiliary verbs. Otherwise, we make questions without auxiliary verbs. Yes, like in the slide in front of you. Well, students, in this way, I hope I was able to explain the topic satisfactorily, and you understood it thoroughly. Thank you so much, my dear learners. Have a wonderful day ahead. Have a knowledgeable day ahead. Please keep watching my my YouTube videos. And if you think you learned something, you improved your grammar, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.